Hi everyone, I am Jacy from Craft Life and I'm here today to teach you how to make a Rainbow Loom 3D mini owl on your Rainbow Loom. If you would like to make this owl on your monster tail, I have a video for it and I'll put a link in the description box below if you would like to check it out. This is the size difference from my large 3D owl and my mini 3D owl. But today I'm going to show you how to make this owl, and the supplies you'll need to make it are one Rainbow Loom, a Rainbow Loom hook or a crochet hook, rubber bands, today I'm using green and brown, and orange and black. You will also need scissors and something to use as your eyes. Today I'm using buttons. And I used a Sharpie to draw a circle on them for the pupil. And you will also need dental floss if you are going to be using buttons as eyes. And last but not least, you'll need something to stuff your mini owl with. Today I'm using polyfill, but if you do not have polyfill, I heard that cotton balls work great too. And you can use whatever you would like to stuff your mini 3D owl. So please get your supplies and we'll begin. To begin, we're going to leave our Rainbow Loom in a staggered formation, and we are just going to be using these 8 pegs down here. And we're going to start on these 2 pegs and make an X and push it down. Now we're going to go onto these 2 pegs, make an X, push it down. Now push that whole X down, and we are going to make another X from here to here, push it down, here to here, push it down. Now we're going to make an X from here to here and here to here to finish the bottom off. And lastly, we are going to make an X from here to that peg, push it down to cover up that circle or that opening on the bottom, and we're going to do one from here to here and push it down. Now we're going to turn our Rainbow Loom, and we're going to lay our first row in a counterclockwise rotation, and do not push this row down. Now we have a bottom row and a top row, and we're just going to bring our bottom loops over the top, and this end are only going to have one rubber band to bring over, and the rest of your pegs are going to have 2. And you're just going to bring the 2 or 1 rubber band over the top. Then do this side. And actually, some may have 3 rubber bands to bring over too. Now we are going to lay our next row, and we're going to go in a counterclockwise rotation, and do not push your rubber bands down. Now we're going to bring our bottom 2 loops over the top on all of our pegs. Now push this down. We have just done 2 rows together, and if you want to add a colorful stomach, please do 4 more rows of laying your rubber bands in a counterclockwise rotation, and then bring your bottom 2 loops over the top in a clockwise rotation, or just go down both sides and do it. And if you want to make yours all one color, please do 10 more rows of this, and I'll be right back. I just finished my 4 more rows, and now I have 6 rows in total, and it is coming out of the bottom, and you can pull it through more if you would like. So now we are ready to do the colorful stomach, and this is completely optional. You do not have to do this. And so if you would like to make it like this one, it is only 3 pegs of your color. So I would do 1 brown, and then use any 3 pegs you want, like that, and then continue around with brown if you want to do it this way. But I'm not going to be doing it that way. I'm going to be doing it this way, which is 5 pegs of my colorful stomach. And I'm just going to go around and lay my color for 5 pegs. So far I have 3, 4, 5. And then I'm just going to go around the rest of the pegs and use brown. Now once you are done with this, you are just going to bring your bottom 2 loops over the top on all of your pegs. Now push this down, and we have just done 1 row of our colorful stomach, and you can do it either way. You can do it that way or this way, but you're going to need to do it for 3 more rows. So just lay your rubber bands in a counterclockwise rotation and bring your bottom 2 loops over the top and just go down each side and push them down as you go. And remember, you can do it either way that I showed you. I just finished my 3 more rows of my stomach color, and now I have 4 rows in total. And now I'm just going to do 2 more rows of my owl color. And so we're just going to go around in a counterclockwise rotation. And do not push these rubber bands down. Now we have a bottom row and a top row, and we're just going to bring our bottom 2 loops over the top on all of our pegs. Now push these down. Now we're just going to do 1 more row and then we will be finished. Now we have a bottom row and a top row, and we're going to bring our bottom 2 loops over the top on all of our pegs. Now you're just going to push this down. And now we are going to hook this off, but before we do that, we need to take the bottom loop and switch it to the top, and take the top loop and switch it to the bottom on this peg. So all you're going to do is take the top loop and put it on your finger. Then you're going to take the bottom loop and put it on your hook. Place the loop that's on your finger down first, and then place the loop that's on your hook down next. Now on this peg, we are going to stick our hook in, grab the bottom loop, and bring it to the peg next to it, like that. And I know that was my bottom loop because it hooked the loop behind it, and you want to make sure that you grab the bottom loop too, so do that as well. Then you're going to stick your hook in again, bring the bottom loop to the peg in front of it, and I know that was my bottom loop because it hooked the 2 loops behind it. You're just going to go around in a clockwise rotation and make sure that you have taken your bottom loop and brought it to the peg in front of it as you go. Now we are going to hook backwards, and to do this, we're going to take the top 2 loops, pull them back so that only the bottom loop remains. We're going to grab that bottom loop and bring it to the peg behind it. So pull back the 2 top loops, grab the bottom loop, and bring it to the peg behind it. And do it one more time. Now on the last one, we're going to stick our hook in, grab a rubber band through the side, pull this up through, place it back on, and try to make sure that you keep your loops on the pegs. And you're just going to pull 1 loop through the other, like that, and pull that tight. Now we are going to make a chain so that we can sew the bottom of our owl up. And this chain is 6 loops long, and it is doubled, so we use 2 rubber bands each time. And to make this, we are just going to take 2 rubber bands, put them on your hook, Take 2 more rubber bands, put them on the top of your hook, pull these through, place it back on, and pull these 2 loops through these 2 loops, and pull that tight. And keep going until you have 6 loops in total. Place it back on, pull these 2 through the other 2, pull that tight. So remember, please do this until you have 6 loops in total. I have mine already done. Now we are ready to sew this on. So we're going to start on this peg, and we're going to stick our hook down and grab these 2 loops and pull these through. So now for the rest of them, we are just going to take our hook and we're going to stick it up, and be as careful as you can to not break your loom. Then you're going to pull these down like that. If you have a rainbow loom, you can take off this side. So stick it up, pull this down, pull that tight there. And this is the hardest part of it, so we're just going to do it again. Pull these down. And we're just going to pull the loops off that we have on our chain. Now things become much easier, and we're just going to do it on this side. So stick your hook up and pull your chain down. Stick your hook up and pull your chain down. And remember, you can just take them off if you need more room on your chain. Now we can just take this off our rainbow loom. And this is how it turned out. And now we are ready to do the eyes and the beak. To begin, we're going to take our 2 buttons, and you're just going to take a Sharpie and make the eyes and just draw a circle like I did. And we are going to take our dental floss and 1 black rubber band, and you're going to place your rubber band on your dental floss, match up the 2 ends, press them together, and we're going to take one of our buttons, we're going to go up through the back like that, then we're going to go down through the front like that. And all you're going to do is pull this through. So just watch as your rubber band comes through the back. Don't pull it too far because you don't want it to come out of the other side. Now we are going to stick our hook into 1 loop, grab a rubber band, place it on your hook, pull this through, place it back on, and pull 1 loop through the other, and pull that tight. Now we're going to do the other side, so stick your hook through, grab a rubber band, pull this through, place it back on, and pull 1 loop through the other, and pull that tight. So now we've just finished 1 eye, and we are going to do the same thing to the other eye. So take your dental floss, 1 rubber band, match up the ends, then we're going to take our button, go up through the back, and then down through the front, and pull that through. So now we're going to stick our hook into one side, grab a rubber band, pull this through, place it back on, and pull one loop through the other, and do it again on this side. Now these eyes are ready to be tied on to our owl, and what we're going to do is just take the bottom and we're going to roll it up to the top here so that we can stick our hook in easily. And we're going to figure out where we want to place the eyes. So on this one, I did it one row down and then one row to the side, and I'm going to try to do that on this one. So I'm going to go one row to the side and one row down. So around here, and then the other one will go right next to it. So try to plan yours out too. You're going to stick your hook up into the spot where you want your first rubber band to pull through. Then pull that rubber band through the back. Slide this rubber band onto your hook and hold it as you go back up. Stick it through the other side and pull that through as well. So now I have them both pulled through the back. Make sure that is where you want your eye to be. And now we can just fold it even more and tie these two loops together. Now we're going to do the other side. So it's going to go around here. And to do that, you're just going to stick your hook up again. Pull your loop down through it. Slide that on your hook, hold it, stick it back up, and pull your next loop down. So now you have both loops pulled through the back. Make sure that is where you want them. And you're going to tie these two together again so you can roll it down and then just tie them together. Now we are going to make the beak, and to make this, we are going to take our hook, put 2 orange or yellow rubber bands on our hook, grab one rubber band, place it on our hook, pull these two through, place it back on, and pull one loop through the other, and pull that tight. Then we're going to do the same to the other side, so stick it back on your hook. Grab one rubber band, place it on your hook, pull this through, place it back on, and pull one loop through the other, like that. Now we're going to be attaching this onto our owl. So we're going to take our hook and we're going to stick it up between the eyes, so right there. Then we're going to take our hook and pull down one rubber band, and make sure you do not collect any rubber bands as you go down. Now we're going to slide this onto our hook, stick it back up, and skip one of these fishtails that you see and stick it into the one after it. Pull this down. And now I have both of them pulled through like that. Now you can just roll this and we are going to tie it so that it can stay on forever. So just move these black rubber bands out of the way, and we're just going to tie these two together. Tie them so that the knots on either side meet up. Don't tie them too tight because you want your owl to have a beak. You don't want to pull them too tight. So now you can just pull this out like that, and you're pretty much done with the beak. Now we are going to move on to stuffing it and then tying it off. So we're going to take whatever we are using to stuff it, and we're just going to stick it in. So now, once you think that your owl is stuffed enough, you can just pull these loops at the bottom, or your chain, and pull that tight. Tie them together. Now we are going to take our scissors, and we're going to cut right above where the rubber bands meet. We're going to take our hook and we're going to stick it up in our owl all the way to the center at the bottom, like that. And we are going to grab all of these rubber bands, just place them on your hook, and we're going to pull these all through. But what I like to do is just pull this down, grab those rubber bands as I pull them down, then pull them down like that, and let go. And then once you come out again, just let the rubber bands go, and then tuck in your stuffing. Now we are going to make the ears, and to do this we are going to take our ear color, and we're going to take our hook, and we're going to stick it through some loops at the top. So take that rubber band that we are using for our ears, and you're going to pull it through. Now we are going to tie these two in a knot, and this is kind of difficult, so I'm just going to place it on my finger, use my hook, and tie it in a knot. I'll show it again because that was kind of confusing to see. And tie that tight. So now we're going to stick our hook in those same rubber bands, grab our rubber band, pull this through, and we're going to tie them together. So to do this, we're going to place it on either your ring finger or your index finger. Then you're going to twist it, place it on your thumb, and take your hook, stick it underneath these rubber bands that you were tying it to, and tie it to itself. And just tie those all together. I will show you once again on this side. So stick your hook through some rubber bands at the top here. And I'm going to get some side rubber bands in it too. You're going to take a rubber band, and it may help if you stretch it out first. So I'm just going to stretch mine out. And now they're going to be much easier to tie. So stick it on your thumb and pull that through. Now we're going to do it one more time so that you have two tied rubber bands on either side. Stretch it out, pull it through, place it on your index finger, put all these fingers behind it, place it on your thumb, stick your hook under these two loops, pull that through, looks like you've just tied it in a knot. So now, once we have all of these knots, just stretch them out, make them nice and tight. And we are going to take our scissors and we're going to cut right in the middle of each of them. So pull it up and cut it. Pull it up and cut it. Just cut all of them. Now, one side at a time, we're going to take one rubber band and we're just going to place it over the one ear. Hold all of those rubber bands. And we're going to take this one rubber band and we're just going to tie it, or just twist it. So mine is pretty tight now, and I'm just going to take these loops, hold them, and just pull this down as far as I can get it, like that. Now I'm going to do the same to the other side, so take a rubber band, grab all of these loops, make sure you grab all of them, and we're just going to twist this onto all of them. So now you can just pull these down like that. You can just fluff them out and you're done. This is what they look like when they're done, and you can use them as charms, put them on keychains, and even attach them to your backpacks for back to school, and they would make great gifts for your friends, and they're just so super cute, and I hope you like them. And I also hope you enjoy this tutorial, and if you make some, I'd love to see them. My Instagram is CraftLifeUSA, so please tag me in a photo. And don't forget to like us on Facebook, pin it on Pinterest, and subscribe right here on YouTube. I hope you're living a craft life just like me. Thanks for watching. Bye!